Like a beacon on a hilltop, Tahlequah breezes furrow the black and gold. Today we see a new tournament, yet a familiar foe. As the McAlester Buffaloes embark in their first ever appearance in the Sequoyah Invitational, they have a chance to avenge not one, not two, but three losses to a team that ended their season a season ago. Can the black and gold get their revenge and move into the winner's bracket? We're about to find out. Hello and welcome to Su-Na-Ni-Lo-Di, Cherokee, I hope I'm saying that right, by the way, for the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, for day one of the third annual Sequoyah Invitational. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, along with Nate Brown, and you are tuned into the Buffalo pregame show here on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM on the KNED app and McAllisterRadio.com on the KNED tab. And also, we're video streaming today at the McAlester Radio YouTube channel, so make sure that you go check that out. If you'd like to do so, we have one stationary camera since we only have a two-man crew today. This afternoon, we have the Sapulpa Chieftains and your McAlester Buffaloes in the opening round. Partner, I don't know about you, but when I saw that Sapulpa was scheduled to play the Buffaloes on day one, I got excited. This is a team that gave the Buffaloes heartbreak in one game and then ended their season 2 weeks later. This isn't just a chance to move on in the winner's bracket, but to also clap back and say we're back, and we aren't the same team that you saw before.
Right, and we saw that against Tahlequah roughly about a week ago. We saw them take on Tahlequah and really just dominate every facet of the game. And I was there for the regular season finale against Sapulpa, which was just an absolute heartbreaking game. And like you said, this is a great chance to get revenge, move into the winner's bracket, and see if you can't get to that championship game on Saturday.
Yeah, the McAlester Buffaloes are 1-1 on the season, led by head coach Mike Dooney in his second season, coming off of a heartbreak of a loss on Monday, 56-55 to the Durant Lions. The Buffaloes let a rough second quarter be enough to lose in the game. A scoring drought while the Lions shot 71% from the field was just enough to build a wide enough lead, 40-30 at halftime, to survive the Buffs' second half onslaught, where they outscored Durant 25-16. McAlester was better than Durant in every statistic except field goal percentage. Durant shot 59% from the field to McAllister's 42, but the Buffs forcing 13 turnovers to just 6 themselves and having 9 offensive rebounds to the Lions' 2 created 11 more shot attempts for McAlester to keep them in the game and nearly win it. Despite shooting just 50% at 5 of 10 from the free throw line, the Lions still made more free throws than McAlester attempted, having 4 free throws, going 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. And after a Brandon Smith 3 to take a 55-54 lead with 3:06 left to go in the game, the Buffs were scoreless the rest of the game, while the Lions, they only put up 2 during that time span, but that was enough to win. Some key performers, though, in that game, you had Davian Pouncil, who's having an excellent start to his sophomore year. He went 8 of 13 from the field for 62%, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, and 5 rebounds with a new career high of 19 points. He set a new career high in back-to-back games for the Buffaloes. And then you had Brandon Smith. He shot 40% from the field for 14 points, 2 of 9 from 3, 2 rebounds and 2 steals. And Rodney Washington, the freshman, put up double digits again, 10 points on 25% shooting. He also had 3 rebounds and a mighty block as well. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll speak on Sapulpa and look at this third annual 2024 Sequoyah Invitational. You're listening to McAlester Basketball here on KNED.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes. For over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game. Welcome back along the foothills of the Ozarks. I'm Brandon Green along with Nate Brown here in the pregame show. We previewed your Buffaloes. Now let's look at their opponents, the 0-2 Sapulpa Chieftains, who recently moved back up to 6A after sharing the 5A4 district with the Black and Gold a season ago. They're led by head coach Jordan Nagel. Again, they are averaging 45 points per game on the year, giving up 80 points per game, but they played some pretty good teams. We'll get to that in a little bit. Last year, they averaged 55.8 points per game, but gave up 56 points per game. They finished 15-13. They lost to Collinsville in the area tournament, 72-69. They finished 6th in the Bishop Kelly Invitational a year ago. They were Lincoln Christian Tournament runner-ups and finished 7th in the Ropers Invitational, which is for Will Rogers. Again, Sapulpa swept McAlester last season, beating them 76-62 in the home opener. And then they beat them 60-57 in comeback fashion. We'll talk about that in just a moment. And also beat them out of the season, 83-64. They ended the McAlester Buffaloes season over in Booker T. Washington last year in Tulsa. 83-64 was the final in that game. So far this season, they have lost to Broken Arrow 82-30, and then they lost to Edmond North 78-60 to start the season. They only have one scheduled game against a non-6A opponent, and that is 4A Glenpool. Looking at the third annual 2024 Sequoyah Invitational, Choctaw Central from Philadelphia, Mississippi won last year's tournament over Alma, Arkansas 58-50. Muldrow won the first edition 75-73 over Choctaw Central. Choctaw is not in this year's tournament, so we will have a new champion this year in the third annual 2024 Sequoyah Invitational. Again, this is, I hope I'm saying it right, Sunani Lodi, which is Cherokee for the place where they play. It opened up in 2006. It's an $8.5 million, 55,000 square foot facility that seats nearly 1,800 people. McAlester was 0-3 against Sapulpa a year ago, as they lost, as we mentioned, the scoring. They lost a game where they led by 11 at Sapulpa. You mentioned it, Nate. They led by 11 in the fourth quarter, and 6 with less than 3 minutes left, but Sapulpa went on a 9-0 run to end the game.
It was just a bit of a gut punch in that game.
Sapulpa was just the better shooting team in the series, 53% to 40% against McAlester, and 45% from 3 to 24% for McAlester. But every other stat was nearly even, including rebounds, which were dead even in a 3-game series, 27.7 rebounds per game.
Pretty wild.
Pretty wild. So as we're looking at the players that really performed last year for McAlester against Sapulpa, here's where they stand. Alex Dooney, he was pretty good against Sapulpa last year, 5.3 points per game. He also had 8 rebounds and 2 steals. Devion Bickham had 5.3 points per game on 44% shooting. You also had Davian Pouncil with 6 points, but he also had 3.7 boards per game to really bring down a lot of, or to clean up the glass pretty well. But the star against Sapulpa last year for the McAlester Buffaloes was Brandon Smith. He had 19 points per game over the course of 3 games against the Chieftains on 43% shooting, 30% from 3, 72% from the charity stripe, and had 5 steals in 3 games. And he's your first player to watch, Nate.
Right. On Tuesday, Durant was able to hold Brandon to 14 points. McAlester likely is going to need more against a talented team like these Chieftains, who we've already mentioned made the move up to 6A during the offseason last year. My second player to watch is Rodney Washington. The freshman came back down to earth a little bit after scoring 24 points in his debut against Tahlequah. You'll need his size and athleticism to be on full display today to force turnovers and fight for rebounds down low. And my third is Davian Pouncil. We saw Davian set a career high on Monday, putting on a shooting clinic against the Lions as he shot 62% from the field, 50% from three, and he also brought in 3 offensive rebounds. If that kind of stat line starts to become a regular thing, it's going to make this team even more dangerous as the season progresses.
That leads us right into our keys of the game.
Right, first off, McAlester will need to get to the free throw line. They only shot 4 free throw attempts against the Lions on Monday. You'll need to get the Chieftains into foul trouble, make them play off, and you'll be able to find more open shots along the perimeter. And that leads right into my second key. You need to knock down your three-point attempts. The Buffs took 28 threes against the Lions, shooting 29% on those attempts. To beat a team like Sapulpa, you're going to have to knock down your threes at a higher clip to make them pay for that. And finally, you'll need to win the rebounding and turnover battles. McAlester, like we said, actually won the turnover battle and rebounding battle against the Lions, out-rebounding them 24-20 and winning the turnover battle 13-6. That's the reason McAlester was able to be within the dying moments of the game. And doing that again today will put you in position to not only win any game, but especially here today against the Chieftains.
Whoever wins this game obviously goes into the winner's bracket. The Sequoyah Invitational semifinals, they'll take on the winner of Riverside and Muldrow, who plays later on today at 5:30. The loser of this game plays the loser of that game in the consolation bracket, same time tomorrow, 2:30. So we're either going to win and play at 5:30 or lose and play at 2:30 tomorrow. But before we go to a commercial break and get ready for this, what do you think about the facility? We already mentioned it. Again, at the time in 2006, it was an $8.5 million facility. And it's beautiful. I mean, the scoreboard with the score graphics and everything else that they have coming through, it's top-notch here in Tahlequah.
It is absolutely beautiful. One of the nicest gyms I've been to.
So we are about getting ready to tip off here in about 3 minutes. We're going to go to one more commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have your starting lineups for day one of the Sequoyah Invitational in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, alongside Nate Brown. We'll be back in just a moment here on KNED.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom 40 McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, day one of the Sequoyah Invitational, as your McAlester Buffaloes are getting ready to do battle with the Sapulpa Chieftains and looking for revenge, as Sapulpa took them down in all 3 games last season, including the one to end their season. So the McAlester Buffaloes, they're going to be the home team on the scoreboard. They're wearing their home white uniforms with the black numerals on the front and back and the black McAlester inscript across the chest. As for the Sapulpa Chieftains, they're the road team on the scoreboard, wearing their black on black uniforms with the white numerals on the front and back and blue Sapulpa across the chest. Let's look at your starting lineup, starting off with the visiting team, the Sapulpa Chieftains, 0-2, led by head coach Jordan Nagel. Starting first will be number 0, the senior, standing at 6'1", Zach Lewis. Then you have number 3, sophomore, standing at 5'10", Jace Parker. Number 4, the senior, standing at 6'3", Jalen Pratt. Number 10, the freshman, standing at 5'11", Landon Barber. And number 21, the senior, standing at 6'4", Jaden Lanham. And the first thing I look at when I'm looking at this, Nate, McAllister's got the size advantage today.
They do, and that's something we've been talking about, that McAlester not only has size, they have depth with size. I mean, I believe they have like 8 players over 6 foot tall, and I can't remember the last time we saw that on a McAlester roster.
McAlester is rebounding at about 30 rebounds per game through 2 games and nearly 10 offensive rebounds per game through 2 games. Starting for the McAlester Buffaloes, 1-1 on the year, led by second-year head coach Mike Dooney. You have the sophomore forward, number 1, Devion Bickham, who is leading the team so far in rebounds per game at 6.5 in the early season. Then you have sophomore guard number 2, Brandon Smith, who leads the team in three-point percentage at 31% and points per game at 20 points per game through 2 games. You have the freshman guard number 3, Rodney Washington, who is leading the team in free throw percentage, blocks, and steals so far for the Buffaloes in his freshman campaign. You have the sophomore guard/forward, number 5, Davian Pouncil, coming off another career high against Durant on Monday, where he had 19 points on 62% shooting. And then you have the senior guard, number 10, Alex Dooney, who had 5.3 points per game against Sapulpa across 3 games last season. We're about to have tip-off. That is brought to you by McAlester Clothing Consignment. They accept consignments Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays and offers a 50-50 split. Consign with us and pick up great bargains. 1212 South Main McAlester, behind Dollar General. It looks like McAlester will be moving the ball left to right when they have it here in the first half, and the Sapulpa Chieftains will be moving it right to left. So the first matchup since the final game of the 2023-2024 season inside the circle is Devion Bickham, paired up with the senior, Jaden Lanham. Only one person behind Bickham, and that is Alex Dooney. McAlester likes to be aggressive on the tip. You saw that against Durant back on Monday, where they scored in the first 3 seconds of the game. So the official is making sure that everyone's ready, everyone has their jerseys tucked in. There's the whistle. Ball's up in the air. Tip is won by McAlester, and it's basketball time here in the Heartland to start off the Sequoyah Invitational for the black and gold. Currently with the ball is Alex Dooney between the rings as he navigates over to the right side of the floor. Dribbling with his left hand into the high post. Nearly lost the ball, nearly lost it again, but gathers it. Picks up his dribble and has to hand it off over to Brandon Smith beyond the perimeter. He drives in towards the rack, goes up for 2, too hard off the glass, and it's rebounded by the Chieftains as they move it right to left with a little bit of speed. And a no-look pass nearly flies into the stage area over here on the left side. Across the baseline, it'll be a turnover on the Chieftains here early. And 24 seconds in, no score between the Buffaloes and the Chieftains as the Chieftains decide to do a little soft press here, just playing man-to-man across the floor. Rodney Washington takes it down the floor and dribbles to the top of the key. Now he'll try to drive, kicking out late over to the right wing. Brandon Smith, cross-court pass to Dooney. Dooney left wing, jab step, driving in, goes up with a tough 2, airballed it. Into traffic, left it a little short, rebounded by the Chieftains again, but McAlester making it already an emphasis to try to score from inside the paint, where they took a lot of threes, 28 threes back on Monday against the Durant Lions, where they went 8 of 28. Down low with a no-look pass to the far corner. Threes up in the air by Barber, and it's going to be too strong, rebounded by Bickham. Bickham quickly gets over to Smith. Still no points here. 1 minute in, Smith trying to change it, goes up for 2, and he does change it. Right over a Sapulpa Chieftain from the right block, and the Buffaloes strike first here in day 1 of the Sequoyah Invitational, 2-0 over the Sapulpa Chieftains. 6:48 left to go in the first. Now everyone's starting to slow things down as they're trying to catch their breath here. Bickham was able to read a telegraph pass. He's driving in transition. He stops on a dime, but he traveled first. could not keep his back foot. And he traveled as the ball went through the hoop on the shot from the right block, but he did travel is what the officials say. I don't think Coach Dooney agreed with it. But McAlester still leading 2-0. That's McAllister's first turnover of the game. Sapulpa with 2 themselves. Outside with the ball, Jalen Pratt. Pratt double-teamed. As Bickham falls to the floor, it leads the way for a left wing 3 by Barber. That's Lanham that's missed. With the rebound is Rodney Washington. He bounces it to the near sideline to Brandon Smith, trying to cross over a man. He'll drive again, double-teamed in the low post. Gets it back out to the right wing to Rodney Washington. Washington jab step, pulled back. Three-pointer up and good. Painted gold. Rodney Washington with a shimmy shake and drains a 3. And the Buffaloes are up 5-0.
Exactly what you wanted to see from the freshman right there.
6 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. McAlester leading 5-0. High post, having to dribble it back out is Parker. Parker with the drive, kicks it out to the near corner, and we have our first foul of the game.
I believe that's going to be on Davian. Whoever it's on, it's the first foul of the game.
It is Pouncil. Davian's first foul. Going back to Washington so far, that puts him over the 30% mark in the early season on three-point percentage. McAlester is shooting just about 29% from 3 so far this year. 5:45 left in the first. Sapulpa still with the basketball, picking up the dribble on the right wing, had to get it to the top of the key. Now to Lewis. Lewis high post, back outside near corner Lanham. Lanham tries driving in the paint, takes a bump, no whistle, goes up for the 2. Left it too strong, rebounded by Bickham. Bickham ahead over to Smith. That's Washington. Washington dribbles to the right side, stops along the baseline, and will restart as he goes back beyond the perimeter. Looks in for Bickham, and that's just a pass that went awry. Didn't look like it left the hand right of Rodney Washington there.
It looked like it might have been a bit of a miscommunication as well. It looked like Devion wanted it, didn't think he was going to get it, then cut back to the basket.
5:19 left in the first. Sapulpa with the ball, looking for their first points. They're only averaging 45 points per game so far in 2 games, but they played 2 pretty good teams, Broken Arrow and Edmond North. Those are pretty good teams. Here's a block by Rodney Washington, who climbed the ladder to be able to swat that out of thin air. He got the rebound too, pushing it ahead over to Smith near corner, and Smith nearly gave it away. It was almost stolen along the near sideline by number 4, Jalen Pratt, but he couldn't save it before it went into the scores table.
Rodney's showing out a little bit here today.
That's another block for him. He leads the team in blocks. That's his 5th one of the season. Washington, from about 10 feet beyond the three-point line, will get it to the edge of the circle to Brandon Smith. Back to Washington, left front court. Quick pass to the far corner. Pouncil looks inside. No one's open. Looks like a man-to-man defense being played by the Chieftains. Driving in is Pouncil. Lost the ball on the way up, and he gathered it back and scored. That's technically a block there as he got it back and scored. The Buffaloes are leading 7-0 here early on the Chieftains. With the drive, Lewis. Lewis took a bump from Dooney, and that will be his first foul, team second.
McAlester really using, like we said they needed to do in the pregame, they're using their size to their advantage. It looks like we're going to have a sub, Caven Hill, coming in for Devion Bickham.
Speaking of size, that's the thing that McAlester has this year is a depth at size. Caven Hill, 6'4", comes in for 6'4", Devion Bickham. That'll play. On the drive, good drive. Now looking late to the near corner, three-pointer in the air, and that's airballed way too strong. Jalen Pratt on the good feed from Zach Lewis couldn't handle it.
Sapulpa 0 of 3 from 3 to start.
And going coast to coast, Brandon Smith can't finish. Hill's got the rebound but lost it as he was trying to go back up with it. So still there by Sapulpa. Driving down the floor, Jace Parker stopping left wing, double team, pounces all over him down near the half-court line. Gets past Pouncil to the high post, pulls up left elbow 2, is too strong. Offensive rebound by Lanham. Lanham will dribble it back out, pass to the top of the key. Spot up 3 by Lewis is good. Zach Lewis, the 6'1" senior, scores the first 3 points of the game for the Sapulpa Chieftains about halfway through the first quarter. 3:52 left to go in the first. McAlester leading 7-3. Dooney baseline, has to pick up his dribble. Feeds it straight to nobody except for number 3, Jace Parker in the paint. Passing ahead, the pass is straight to the corner, but retrieved by Jalen Pratt. Gives it back over to Lewis, who is trailing. Left the three-pointer a little bit too strong there, and it's rebounded by Hill.
His second rebound.
And 2 possessions as driving, and that's an offensive foul. That's always going to be called a foul here. Rodney Washington extended that elbow on his drive towards the bucket.
That's his first.
That's McAllister's 3rd team foul. Sapulpa playing a pretty good, clean game so far. No fouls on them to the 3:31 mark in the first quarter.
And Alex Dooney's checking out. Checking in will be Ryan Cornish.
So it's Cornish. Bickham is back on the floor. He's back in for Hill. Davian Pouncil, Rodney Washington, Brandon Smith.
Thank you. I missed that one.
McAlester leading 7-3 here in the opening frame. Gone on a tad bit of a scoring drought. Lewis stops left wing. Guarded up by Bickham, tries to drive past Bickham. Goes to the high post, lost the ball, stolen by Pouncil. Pouncil ahead over to Washington. Washington on the drive, up for a tough 2. Can't make the shot. It looked like he might have been fouled, though, too. And then we do have a foul on McAlester after a rebound by Landon Barber. I think Cornish is going to be the one charged with the foul. Boy, it did look like Washington took a lot of contact on the drive up.
It did.
And Coach Dooney, I'm sure, is getting an explanation here along the near sideline. 3:09 left to go in the first.
I missed who they called that foul on. They didn't put
it on the scoreboard. I would believe that's Cornish. So we have a shot that's left short, rebounded by Washington, ahead to Bigham. Bigham looking inside with the drive, left-handed layup is good. Devion Bigham on the scoreboard. Sapulpa will take a timeout. 2:55 left to go in the first. McAlester leading 9-3 over the 6A Sapulpa Chieftains here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAlester leading here early in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, over the Sapulpa Chieftains 9-3, and I've been pretty impressed with their defense. How about you?
Yeah, they have looked very impressive on defense so far. Sapulpa shooting 1 of 9 from the field so far.
2:50 left to go in the first quarter. With the ball is Jace Parker for the Chieftains. Is there on the left side of the half-court line. On the floor for McAlester is Washington, Smith, Pouncil, Bigham, and Cornish. Right wing open 3 on the way by Parker is drained. He matches his number, and Sapulpa, they cut their deficit in half. It's 9-6 now with 2:33 left to go in the opening frame. Smith inside the circle, bounce pass over to Washington. Washington right front court with the drive, step back 3 again from the top of the key. This one's a little bit too strong. He scored with that same move about 5 minutes ago in game time. Could not get that one to go. Here's for the tie, and that's way too high off the glass. Guarded well by Washington. Bigham with another rebound. 2:13 remaining in the first. Bigham dribbles it and passes it now across the timeline over to Cornish. Long pass to Pouncil between the rings. Pouncil driving, stopping, high post, jump stops, waits for someone, finds Smith outside the perimeter. He drives, now kicks it the near corner to Cornish. Cornish right back into Smith. Good defense here by the Chieftains. Smith trying to find someone, finds Washington, loosely double team, pass to the top of the key to Pouncil. Pouncil with the guy in his grill. Feed it back to the corner. 3-pointer up by Smith is too short. Offensive rebound. Rodney Washington can't lay it back in. Flying in Devion Bigham for the 2. His shot is blocked. Straight over to Rodney Washington with the offensive board. And a 3rd time's a charm, maybe a 4th time. Washington puts it in, and it's 11-6. That's your size to your advantage right there. 90 seconds left in the first. McAlester with a 5-point lead. On the drive, Barber. Barber kicks right wing 3 is too strong again. That one missed by Jalen Pratt. And we have the first offensive rebound of the game, I believe, for the Chieftains. Left wing 3 is up and made. Can't give him a second chance. Jace Parker hits the 3 and makes it 11-9.
Sapulpa 3 of 9 from 3 right now.
Baseline jumper by Bigham is too short. Goes after the rebound, can't grab it. Still no fouls by the Chieftains so far. McAlester has had 4 in the first quarter. We have 60 seconds left in the first. But again, Sapulpa putting a lot of emphasis on their 3-point shot so far, so you got to expect that they're going to fall a little bit more regularly. See here's a left elbow 2 to tie the game. Jalen Pratt hits that one, and it's 11-11. It feels like McAlester has dominated this game, but we are tied 11-11, 45 seconds left in the first. Washington standing on the right wing. Pass to the top of the key around the world left wing. Pouncil thought about the 3, but gets it back to Smith. Working back around the perimeter to the near corner. Washington trying to cross over his man to the baseline, pulls up for the long 2, left it short. Rebounded by Roman Poindexter, who's into the game. I remember him playing last year as a freshman. 22 seconds left in the first. And Sapulpa with the chance to take the lead here with this long 3 by Parker. It's way too strong, rebounded by Pouncil. 15 seconds left in the first. Pouncil trying to push it with the high dribble. Lost the ball, and it's stolen by the Chieftains. Chieftains, one-on-one in transition. A great swipe by Brandon Smith. Prevents an easy 2. And Cade French will check into the game as well as Alex Dooney. Washington and Cornish check out. I take that back. It was Pouncil that checked out. Washington stays in. He was heading his way towards the bench, but he stays into the game. Inbound far corner. With it is Parker. Parker crosses over Dooney with the drive. Goes up for 2. Leaves it short. 2 seconds left. Bigham. 3-quarter court shot at the buzzer is way too short. And we end the first quarter in a tie game 11-11 here. So we had a quarter number 2 and day 1 of the Sequoyah Invitational between the Buffaloes and the Chieftains of Sapulpa here on KNED.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell him Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnissan.com.
McAlester led this game at one point 9-3. They also led it 11-6 in this game, and Sapulpa has came back to tie it up 11-11 behind some three-point shots made. McAlester has made one so far, and it looks like they've dominated this game on the stat sheet. But Sapulpa playing just tight enough defense, especially in the second half of the first quarter, to be able to work their way back into the game. Their shot got a little bit hotter, and now we're tied up 11-all. Looking a lot like the Durant game.
Right. I mean, McAllister's out rebounding Sapulpa 14-8. And not turning the ball over much, only 3 turnovers so far.
On the floor for McAlester to begin the second quarter is Alex Dooney. We have Cade French, Davian Pouncil, Rodney Washington, and Brandon Smith. It'll be Sapulpa basketball. Again, they will be dribbling right to left. There'll be a side inbound along the far side, and we're back underway. Looks like currently with the ball is number 3. I'd like to say that's Chase Parker, and it is. No, excuse me, that's Zach Lewis. He passes to the near corner over to Poindexter. Poindexter swinging it around over to Lanham. Lanham on the right drive, lost the ball, stolen by French. French lost it back, and there's our first foul of the game on Sapulpa. Coming here in the second quarter, it will be on number 11, I think is what they said. If it's number 11, it's Lanier Everett. If it's not
21.
that, it's 21, thank you. That would have been Jaden Lanham on the foul. 20 seconds into the second quarter, tie game 11-11. Brandon Smith at the top of the key. Washington, good crossover move, drives in, quadruple team back outside over to Smith. Smith with the high dribble, nearly lost it, gathers it back. Good defense here by Everett. Driving, trying to get it late inside to Dooney with Smith. And Sapulpa nearly with the steal, but they couldn't handle it as it rolls out of bounds. 7:24 left in the first half. In tie game 11-11 here. Dooney will inbound it along the baseline. He'll lob it out to the front court to Smith. Passing right side, Pouncil swings to the near corner. Washington on the drive, lost the ball on the drive. Ball got knocked out of bounds. It should be McAlester basketball.
Yeah, and it is.
I know the official along the baseline was getting confirmation from his guy on the near sideline. They'll inbound it again and restart the offense. French between the rings, pass it back over to Smith, left wing. Smith to the top of the key, almost lost the ball. Ball gets retrieved by Pouncil before it's stolen again by Lewis. Lewis with an easy layup, and there's Sapulpa's first lead of the game. 13-11. A lot of long passes, and Sapulpa's able to read that. Coach Jordan Nagel, who coached for the Bishop Kelly Comets just a couple of seasons ago, he knows how to coach against McAlester. He's been pretty good at it. Only lost one game against the Buffaloes in his tenure. Here's a long three by Washington. Smith flying in to get the offensive rebound was Davian Pouncil, but he couldn't put it in right near the bucket. At the rebound, Sapulpa driving in. No look pass. Good look inside. Up for the 2 is made. It's Lanier Everett, the 6'2" senior, and Sapulpa going on a heck of a run right now. It's a 9-2 run, and the Buffaloes throw it away again. Trying to work too quick. They throw it into the corner. And Dooney will check out, and Devion Bickham comes in, and a 4-point deficit for McAlester. Zach Lewis will take it down the floor across the Sequoyah S here at midcourt and dribble to the right side. Guarded loosely by Washington, who closes in on him. Gets a screen to the top of the key, lost his footing, and it's stolen by Washington. McAlster's got a score in transition here. A head over to Smith. Smith gathers it after it was tipped loose by number 10, Landon Barber. Pass back to the baseline. Driving in, there's Washington up for a tough 2. No foul called. Wow, and there's going to be another rebound by Sapulpa. Again, they've only had one foul this entire game. Here's a lob back to the back door. Here's a made 2 by Landon Barber. We should be having some free throws here for Rodney Washington. That's about the second or third time he's been fouled on the shot, and he's not getting the whistle. Coach Dooney calls the timeout, 17-11, 5:55 left to go in the first half. You're listening to McAlester Basketball here on KNED.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Well, you can tell so far in the first half, McAllister's put an emphasis on trying to drive towards the basket and score, and it looks like they've been able to draw a few fouls. Again, McAllister's only had 4 free throw attempts in the last 5.5 quarters of play.
Yeah, it's wild.
They've been trying to draw more contact, and it looks like they've done so, but they've only been able to draw 1 foul in Sapulpa in the first 2 quarters. It's 17-11, Sapulpa leads McAllister, as Cade French, Davion Bigham, Davian Pouncil, Rodney Washington, and Brandon Smith are on the floor. Again, this run continues for the Chieftains, which is an 11-2 run right now. Buffs down by 6. Smith in the backcourt, across the timeline over to Pouncil. Pouncil thought about a drive, but stays along his area on the left wing to the far corner. Washington for 3, short. McAllister's three-point woes continue. Rebounded by Sapulpa. They zoom ahead. Zach Lewis with the left-handed layup. It's easy like Sunday morning, and it's 19-11. 13-2 run here for the Chieftains. Driving in Washington. Lost the ball along the baseline. Double team. Passed out to the right wing over to Smith. Smith goes right, goes back left, draws contact. There's our first foul. And it took a near body blow for Brandon Smith to go to the free throw line. He'll go to the charity stripe. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Big V Feed Center for your animals' feed needs, plus winter feed booking prices. Call 918-426-1951.
And that was Sapulpa's second foul of the quarter. Foul was on number 10.
Yeah, the first shooting foul there.
Oh, yeah.
First shot made by Smith that rattles home, and McAllister ends that 13-2 run. It is 19-12 now. McAllister down by 7. Smith shooting now 4 of 6 from the free throw line on the early season, and now he is 5 of 7. Averaging 20 points per game so far.
Alex Dooney's going to check in for Brandon Smith.
At Smith's first seat of the game so far, 19-13, Sapulpa leads the Buffaloes with 5:23 left in the half.
Got a bit of a stoppage.
I think we have a spot here that needs to be cleaned up. So while we need to take a little bit of time here, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this entire season: Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, the Bank A, Fenton Nissan, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram McAllister, McAllister Direct Primary Care, Stipe Law Firm, and Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop.
Now,
I think we equipment issue here.
Yeah, something was on the floor. Like a piece of equipment was on the floor over at the right-hand side free throw line.
Found what it was. Bickham got it. Sequoyah back with the basketball, up by 6. Lewis on the drive, up for 2. Got it. Again, you got to tip your cap there now to Zach Lewis with an excellent made 2. And it's 21-13 as they get those 2 points right back. And there's a near backcourt violation, and it will be one, as Rodney Washington was looking for Davian Pouncil. They say he did not clear the half-court line. McAllister's been really good at taking care of the ball. They've only given up 10 turnovers a game in the first 2 games of the year as Smith comes in for Washington. But so far here early, they are having trouble taking care of the ball against an aggressive Sapulpa defense. But Sapulpa's also faced some of the best in 6A.
Right.
So they are used to the competition that they've seen so far. Driving in, kicking out late, far corner with the drive in is Everett. Everett pulls up for the long 2, misses it. And there's a rebound attempt that was tipped over by the shot clock. As it goes over the scoreboard, it'll be McAllister basketball. Head over to Pouncil. Pouncil on the drive, goes up for 2. His shot is blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Buffaloes with 4:40 left in the half. Chieftains leading 21-13.
McAllister shooting just 25% from the field.
And on the season, they're shooting 49%, so that's a credit to the Sapulpa defense here. Dooney lobs that over to Bickham between the rings on the inbound along the baseline. Bickham hands it off to Smith. Smith about 7 feet from the three-point line left side. Passes to Pouncil on the lob. Back over to Smith. Smith on the drive in the paint. Quadruple teamed, and we have another shooting foul here. Or is this one going to be called on the floor? The official says this one will be on the floor. Shot did not go up yet. That'll be Sapulpa's 3rd foul.
Everyone lined up like it was a free throw.
So is Smith. That'll be the first foul on number 11, Lanier Everett. Smith lobs to Washington, who checked back into the game. 4:25 left in the half. Washington's pass is nearly stolen. Pouncil retrieves back to Washington. Angle right three is short. We have a rebound. Davian Pouncil grabs and clears it, and we have a foul again on the floor. This will be the fourth foul here in Sapulpa. So in the first quarter, it was McAlester with 4 fouls to Sapulpa's none. And here in the second quarter, it's been 4 fouls for Sapulpa to McAllister's none. 21-13, 4:16 left in the half. Inbound, Pouncil gives it back to Smith. Lob pass to the right wing. Washington surveys the field. Back to Smith, angle right. Cross-court pass to Washington. Washington looks to high post, and again, the pass just sails too far to the left of Davian Pouncil. He would have been thinning the needle there, too. It's another turnover on McAlester, which is not common of what they've been doing the first 2 games.
We've already got 8 turnovers in this game so far.
Halfway through the second quarter, jab, step, and drive. Ward stops along the low post, back outside. Lewis for a spot-up 3 from the corner, misses the shot. Bigham's got another rebound. He's been cleaning up the glass so far for the Buffaloes. He's waiting for somebody to pass it to, and on a bounce, he gets it to Dooney on the near sideline. Dooney zooms past his man. It's 10 on 10. Number 10 against number 10. Got away with a travel there. Lost the ball, but straight over to Bickham. Bickham high post area, back outside. Near corner 3 by Dooney is way too strong airballed, and we have a foul off ball on the rebound. It's going to be on somebody from McAlester, I think. But everyone's staying on the right side of the half-court line.
It's going to be on Sapulpa.
Oh, it is on Sapulpa, and that will be foul number 5, so McAlester should get some free throws here. Dooney checks out. Caven Hill comes in. The way that the official pointed, I thought he was saying it's Sapulpa's ball.
That's the 15th
But that is the 15th foul. We should be having free throws here. And the official shakes off another one at first, and then, oh, yeah. New rule.
Definitely 5.
New rule. Fouls on number 10, Landon Barber.
His second.
And since we didn't get free throws in the first quarter, again, we'd like to thank our free throw sponsor. That's Big V Feed Center for your animals' feed needs, plus winter feed booking prices. Call 918-426-1951 as Davion Bickham is at the charity stripe and hits his first free throw. He is 4 of 5 from the charity stripe so far in the season. McAlester pulls it to a 21-14 deficit. Here is the sophomore's second attempt, and it's right down the chute. McAlester trails by 6. 3.5 left to go in the first half. Across the half-court line, quickly to Lanham. Lanham lost control of the ball, and it sails out of bounds. It'll be a turnover on the Chieftains, who's been taking pretty good care of the ball at the last, quarter and about a quarter and a quarter, quarter of a quarter. 3:25 left in the half. 6-point lead for the Chieftains. McAlester trying to cut into it here on the right side of the half-court line. Washington looking inside the 3-point line, passes to the top of the key, swings it right wing to Bickham. Bickham looked right, that was guarded up, has to give it now on a handoff over to Pouncil. Pouncil working on Lanham, top of the key, inside, jump stop, lost control, traveled. But it's pretty clear that McAlester didn't like how many 3-point shots they took on Monday with 28 attempts. That was more shots than they took from the 2-point range. They're trying to drive in, draw contact. It's worked so far in the second quarter.
Right, McAlester right now shooting 1 of 6 from 3 right now.
It's a 21-15 Sapulpa lead with 3:04 left in the half. Now it's been Jace Parker, Zach Lewis, and Jaden Lanham that's really burned the Buffaloes so far. Currently with the ball is Barber straight away. McAlester running man-to-man defense, left wing. Everett on the drive, double team, lost control of the ball on his drive, and it just went straight out of bounds. And it will be a turnover on the Chieftains. McAlester gets the ball back, and they want to push it. Both these teams play very similarly. Looks like Dooney and Nagel have very similar play styles, just wanting to push the ball. Tough defense as Washington drives, leaves it late for Hill. Hill under the basket, can't score. And it'll be rebounded here by Landon Barber. McAlster's not scoring by the basket, though. That's been their problem. Driving in left elbow, rather left wing. I thought that was an elbow, but Pouncil nearly gets a steal anyway, and he does. Driving down the floor, Pouncil lost the ball on his way up. Great defense by Landon Barber in transition. And with the rebound, the Chieftains go the other way, and it goes right through the arms of number 3, Jace Parker in transition. A lot of high-flying basketball so far in the first half. 2:15 left to go in it. Sapulpa leading McAlester 21-15.
Trying to make it difficult on the stats guy over here.
It looks like they're just running back and forth. They're definitely getting their conditioning so far. Low-scoring game between these two teams. McAlester is averaging so far 67.5 points per game. As here's the drive, trying to leave it in low for Caven Hill, and that's the second time they try to do so, and they just cannot communicate, and they cannot make it work. So timeout will be called with 2:03 left in the half. 21-15. Sapulpa leading McAlester here on KNED.
Full timeout.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
So Coach Dooney wanted to take a timeout to talk about some things because they've been turning the ball over just way too much. 21-15 is the score. Sapulpa leads McAlester despite the turnovers and the poor shooting so far. 1:55 left to go in the first half. With the ball on the left side, the half-court line is Sapulpa. With it is Jace Parker. Parker on the drive, pulls up. Long two is too strong. Smith tries going in for the rebound, and it will be last touched by, looks like Landon Barber. Should be McAlester basketball, and it will be. 1:45 left in the half. Dooney takes it across the half-court line. The left-handed dribble. Stops left front court. Goes right, goes back left. Settles along the wing and will stop. Dooney looks for someone, finds Washington. 90 seconds left to go in the half. It's Smith, Washington, Pouncil, Bickham, and Dooney on the floor. Your starting five. Pouncil on the low post, double-teamed. Has to find someone. Finds Dooney back outside the perimeter in the corner. He's double-teamed, and we'll have a foul. And this will be, again, free throws here for McAlester. Foul will be on Jace Parker.
That will be his, waiting for them to put it up on the scoreboard, his first.
So Alex Dooney taking his third and fourth free throw attempts of the season. He was leading, actually that would be Davian Pouncil at the free throw line.
Yeah, he was the one who had it.
I knew it was between him and Dooney over there in the corner. Again, I'm trying to look through a bar. I know you're maybe watching on the video stream. That's not the angle that we have. We look like we're looking through a bird cage. So Pouncil will be at the charity stripe. As for him, he is 5 of 6 from the free throw line this year. McAlester is shooting 72%.
He's not taking one here today.
Pouncil's first free throw is good, and I believe that's his third point of the game. Had a bucket earlier. McAlester has pulled it back within 5, looking to go once again 2 of 2 from the line here. Download a rebound should he miss. Dooney and Bickham. Sapulpa making some substitutions here. Looks like Poindexter comes in for Lanier Everett. Second free throw for Pouncil is nothing but net. And the Buffaloes have pulled it back within 4. 1:18 left to go in the half. Chieftains down the floor. Parker guarded up by Dooney. Dribbles left, passes left. With the drive, Poindexter up for 2. Good defense by Smith, but it still falls over Smith. 23-17.
Just got to tip your cap on that one and move on.
Washington down the far sideline. Washington with Zach Lewis guarding him. Passes to the left wing. Smith on the drive. Cross court to the near corner. Now to the top of the key. Pouncil went up for the three-point shot. Passed it in midair. Gets it back at the high post. In the paint. Makes a good move, but can't finish near the rim. Right now, that's where McAlester is struggling. They're just not finishing at the rack right now. Lewis with the rebound. He goes coast to coast, leaves the rebound short. Offensive board, and the putback is no good either. We have a fight for the rebound and a tie ball. That should be McAlester basketball. So if you're going to give that to anyone, it's either going to be Bickham or Pouncil. I'll let you choose. They were both grabbing at the ball with Zach Lewis of the Chieftains.
I'm giving that one to Pouncil. Looked like he had more control of it.
36 seconds left in the half and a 6-point deficit for McAlester. And despite how, they played pretty poorly so far in the first half. Despite all that, they still only trail by a couple of buckets. Sapulpa pressing. McAlester and Alex Dooney beats the press across that court line, passing to the left wing. That one goes out of bounds, nearly stolen. Again, Reading it really well are the Chieftains so far with these passes, even if they're only about 5 feet away. Lanier Everett nearly had the steal on that one, as it was intended for Washington. Smith in the circle, lobbed over to Dooney, left front court. Dooney dribbles up to the three-point line, picks up his dribble and hands it off to Washington. Left wing again, looks like a 2-1-2 zone defense being played here by the Chieftains. Right wing Pouncil looks inside over for Bigham. Bigham up for the 2. Again, cannot finish at the rack. Just easy 2-point shots McAllister's missing. Bigham's going for the rebound though, dives after it, and we have still everybody on the floor going for it. There is the end of the first half. We nearly had a wrestling match. How many people? Like 6 people. Yeah. Wrestling for that orange ball on the right side of the half-court line, and that'll be the end of the first half. Sapulpa leads McAlester 23-17. We'll take a break and be back here on KNED.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Well, it wasn't a pretty half in the first half by really either team. Sapulpa had a slow start, but they finished strong in the second quarter. They lead McAlester 23-17. McAlester, they had all the fouls in the first quarter. Sapulpa literally had all the fouls in the second quarter. McAlester, they were the only team with fouls in the first. Sapulpa was the only team with fouls in the second. So that leads us into the third quarter here in just a little bit, but we're going to be having our halftime stats first as the Buffaloes trailed the Sapulpa Chieftains 23-17, looking to avenge 3 losses to the Chieftains last year, including one that sent them packing in the last game of the year over at the Booker T. Washington High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is day 1 of the Sequoyah Invitational. If McAlester wins, they play at 5:30 against the winner of Riverside and Muldrow. If they lose, they play at 2:30 against the loser of that game that we just mentioned. It's now time for your halftime stats, brought to you by First Realty, 602 South 2nd Street, McAlester. Call 918-423-3122 or visit first-realty.net.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
All right, Nate, take it away.
All right, Rodney Washington was your leading scorer here in the first half for McAlester. He had 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 offensive, 3 defensive, a steal, and a block. Then we had, we had 3 guys score 4 points. Davian Pouncil had 4 with 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 1 offensive, 2 steals. Then Brandon Smith had 4 with 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 1 offensive rebound. Then Devion Bickham had 4 points as well with 6 rebounds, 5 of them defensive, 1 offensive. He also had a steal as well. Then, Then Cade French also recorded a steal, and Caven Hill had 3 rebounds, 1 offensive, 2 defensive in the first half. As far as team stats, McAlester shot 5 of 25 from the field. That's good for 20%. That is not what you want to see.
Not going to cut it.
And then 1 for 6 from the three-point line for 17%. That's not what you need to see, especially against a team as talented as this Sapulpa Chieftain team.
And what worries me, I'm just going to cut in real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, you're fine.
21% from inside the three-point line.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, that is very not good. McAlester did win the rebounding battle 18-16, so want to keep that up. Then McAlester, they had 12 turnovers to Sapulpa's 9 turnovers in the first half. Sapulpa had 5 blocks in the first half compared to McAllister's 1.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't. And then Sapulpa shot 10 of 27 from the field for 37%, and Sapulpa shot 3 of 11 from 3, good for 27%. So not a single free throw attempt.
So right now Sapulpa is shooting 17% better from the field than McAlester. And despite that, the Buffaloes are still only down by 6. Again, this is mirroring the Monday game so much, except McAlester isn't taking a bunch of threes. This time they're trying to drive to the basket. Really, the biggest key to the second half for me, is we're going to transition into that right now, is you got to score close to the basket.
Right.
And right now McAllister's not doing it. They're putting an emphasis to be able to get some easy shots. But when you get those easy shots, I know that they might be a little bit contested, but you got to be able to score it. If you can't do that, you're not going to win this game.
Yeah, you have to finish through contact, because this Sapulpa team, they've obviously been playing very physical here in the first half. You're going to have to finish through contact if you're going to want to win this game. And again, you got to get Sapulpa into foul trouble as well. Make them play off, and then you're going to find more open shots.
You want to make this a high-scoring second half, because Sapulpa, they want this to be a low-scoring game. They're only averaging 45 points per game. When McAllister's been at their best is when they've been able to make it a high-scoring game.
Right.
So if McAllister can bust down in the second half with a lot of scoring, have a similar second half to what you had on Monday against Durant, where they were down by 10 at the halftime, not 6, and they only lost by 1. If you can have a similar second half as what you had on Monday, you feel pretty good about your chances.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Once again, if the McAlester Buffaloes or the Sapulpa Chieftains win, they take on the winner of Riverside and Muldrow tomorrow at 5:30. Same time, same place. Well, I guess same place, different time. But it is same time, same place for the team that loses this game against the loser of Riverside and Muldrow. Those are your halftime stats and keys to the second half, brought to you by First Realty, 602 South 2nd Street, McAlester. Call 918-423-3122 or visit first-realty.net. We're going to be back in just a moment as you're listening to McAlester Basketball, Day 1 of the Sequoyah Invitational here on KNED.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event. Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks. Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower. Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
We're about to begin quarter number 3 here as the Sapulpa Chieftains lead the McAlester Buffaloes 23-17. Sapulpa's on pace to be able to match their season average so far. Again, both teams have only played 2 games apiece. Sapulpa looking for their first win, and it'd be a good one to be able to advance to the that'd be the semifinals of the Sequoyah Invitational. McAlester looking to improve to 2-1 on the year. We have now flip side. Sapulpa will get the ball to begin the third quarter. And McAllister's on defense. Davian Pouncil, Davion Bickham, Alex Dooney, Brandon Smith, Rodney Washington on the floor. Your starting 5 for the McAlester Buffaloes. Right wing with the ball, passing down to the low post. With it is number 21, Jaden Lanham. Lanham trying to work on Bickham, throws it inside, stolen by Pouncil. Pouncil head over to Smith. Smith 2-on-1 now to Dooney. Back door, looks back over to Washington. Wide open right wing 3, in and out. Pouncil offensive board, and he puts it in from the right block. That's a good start to the second half for McAlester. They're now down by 4, 23-19 the score, about 32 seconds in.
Exactly what you wanted to see coming out of the locker room.
McAllister's up the pressure defensively, driving and pulling up for the 10-foot jumper. It's missed. We have a rebound by Dooney, and then he's grabbed and thrown backwards. That foul being on the other number 10, Landon Barber.
It's going to be the third foul on him.
He'll stay in the game as of right now. Jaden Lanham does check out. 45 seconds in to the third quarter. McAlester trailing by 4. Dooney across the half-court line after zigging and zagging. Goes to the low post. Gets a man to jump for joy, but can't finish off the right block. And that's what we were talking about in the halftime show. You got to be able to finish on open shots down near the basket. Good look inside. Blocked shot by Rodney Washington. Get it out of here. Ahead over to Pouncil. Pouncil one-on-one goes for 2. Misses the shot. Another shot right by the basket. McAlester just cannot finish. 6:48 left to go in the third. Driving in, low post. Lewis trying to draw the foul, can't get it. Back outside over to the right wing to Parker. Sapulpa slowing things down for the moment. Pratt with the ball, passing back over to Parker. Parker pulls up just inside the three-point line straight away, misses it. Rebounded by Pouncil. Pouncil ahead over to Dooney. Dooney left wing, stops. Restarts, left elbow, he stops with the ball. Passes back outside, long 3 by Washington. Painted gold! He matches his number. Rodzilla pulls it back within a 1-point game, 23-22.
Rodney's got 8 on the day.
6:17 with the drive, in for 2, left is short. Washington says, give me that. He's got the board, ahead over to Pouncil. Pouncil trying to drive in transition. Top of the key to the far corner. Dooney leaves it back over to Smith. Smith lost the ball, though. Stolen by Everett. Everett one-on-one with Rodney Washington up for 2, and Washington was setting up for the charge, and scoring easy was Lanier Everett going right around him. That breaks that scoring drought for the Chieftains in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. They lead by only 3 against the Buffaloes. Washington to the top of the key, stops, gets it back out left front court to Dooney. Dooney to the corner. Dooney trying to get it inside to Pouncil and does so. Tough 2 still falls. Right over Landon Barber. Barber has to tip his cap over to Pouncil that time. It's a 1-point game again, driving in over the 2. Missed the layup. Rebounded by Bickham. Bickham gives it back over to Washington. McAlester with a chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter. Near corner, Dooney back over to Pouncil. Left wing 3's in the air. Painted gold. And McAlester, their 3-point shot has started to fall. Pouncil with 11 points now. It's 27-25 with 5:10 left to go in the third. That is 7 points here for Pouncil in the third quarter. Top of the key, trying to answer back is Pratt, and he cannot. Big bounce off the rim. Rebounded by Washington. Cross-court pass to Smith. Far corner, lost the ball on the baseline, gathers it back. Low post 2 is up and good. And McAlester has found their footing here in quarter number 3. It is a 12-2 run over the Chieftains with 4:45 left in the third. They're looking for Revenge. High post. Lost the ball, gathers it back, driving in baseline with it number 4, Pratt. Pratt feeds it near corner 3, he's in the air and in and out. Rebounded by Washington. Washington head to Smith, 2-on-2 in transition. He feeds it, almost traveled, thought he might have. Bigham in the low post, spin move in the washer, he scored! Falling away from the basket, nearly with his back on the hardwood. Bigham puts it through, coast to coast, and that will end the drought there for the Sapulpa Chieftains. Zach Lewis went on a road trip and was able to make it a 4-point game. McAlester on top, 31-27. Pouncil left wing, looks inside. Bigham wide open. Layup is missed, though. Man, they're making all these tough shots, but they can't make the easy ones. Driving in, one-on-one, up for 2. Lanier Everett scores, and it's back to a 2-point game. And everyone just catch their breath. 4 minutes of nonstop action. McAlester leads 31-29. 3:55 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break and be back here on KNED.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
We're back in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, alongside Nate Brown, will be your voices for the next few days as McAllister's looking to advance to the winner's bracket here in the Sequoyah Invitational. They'll take on the winner of Riverside and Muldrow if they can get their revenge over the Sapulpa Chieftains. Checking in for McAlester will be Rodney Washington, Cade French, Caven Hill, Davian Pouncil, and Brandon Smith. What a 4 minutes we just had to start off the second half.
That was about all you could ask for if you were Coach Dooney.
I don't think that we set up for more than 2 offenses. I think most of our points were in transition. Smith to the top of the key. Hill passing far corner at Pouncil. Pouncil looking around, can't find anyone. One-on-one now with Jalen Pratt. Back to Smith, right wing. Smith trying to drive, lobs it cross court near corner. Washington spot up 3. That one's in and out. We have a rebound by the Chieftains and sliding and grabbing it. Ball comes back loose, taken back by Lewis. Lewis dribbling left to right, and there's going to be a foul on Washington. Yeah. Washington is in disbelief, but he did not get his feet set as he was trying to rush ahead of Zach Lewis, who was trying to drive towards the basket.
That is the second on Rodney.
3:28 left in the third. A 2-point McAlester lead. They trailed by 6 at the end of the first half. Sapulpa was able to survive the McAlester onslaught, and they pulled it back within 2. Inbound to the left front court to Chase Ward, getting some of his first minutes today. Past the far corner. Everett for the lead. Got it. And Lanier Everett gives the Chieftains the lead right back, 32-31 with a corner 3. French trying to get it back in the low post. Left-handed layup is good. Says, give me that right back. 33-32. McAlester back on top with 3:10 left to go in the third. And we're starting to trade punches here in Sapulpa. Back and forth we go. Lewis driving in, kicking it late. Back-to-back threes maybe for the Chieftains. No, it's off the top or front side of the rim. Rebounded by, that is Caven Hill. Throwing it ahead over to Smith. He tries gathering it in the corner, and they just threw it away. Washington was looking for Smith but could not race and grab it. We have Dooney checking in. Smith and Pouncil both take a seat. Who else checked in here?
We're waiting on the fifth guy.
We have 5. That's Dooney, French, Bigham, Washington, and Hill on the floor. 2:52 left in the third. McAlester up by a single point, 33-32. Zach Lewis inside the circle. Now dribbles left on Dooney. Passes angle left over to Pratt. McAlester in that man-to-man defense, top of the key. Driving in, stopping, high post back outside. Lewis for the 3. It's off the front side of the rim. And it's another offensive rebound here by the Chieftains. Blocked shot by Hill on number 30, Demarion McKinney. Ahead over to Bigham. Bigham now 1-on-2. Cross-court pass near corner. Dooney for the 3. Deep in the corner, can't hit it. And flying in for the rebound was Lanier Everett. I mean, he came out of nowhere to be able to clean up that glass. 2:16 left in the third. Driving in, Lewis up for the tough 2, and we'll have a foul called. It'll be a shooting foul. I think here's the deal. If Hill sets up for the charge there instead of going for the block, that would have been an easy charge to call. But he went up for the shot, and that will be 2 free throws here for Zach Lewis, who's about as automatic as it gets from the charity stripe.
We hoping for a reverse jinx right there?
Kinda, yeah, if you're a McAlester fan. But I'm in awe of what Zach Lewis can do. He's a superstar for the Sapulpa Chieftains on the basketball court, and he misses the first free throw.
This is their first trip to the free throw line of the game.
Wesley Phillips checks in, and so does Brandon Smith. Coming out is Washington and Hill. This is Phillips' first check-in of the game. Lewis trying to tie it here with his second free throw attempt. It's in the air, and it's made. So we're tied up 33-33. 2:13 left in the third quarter. McAlester pushes it. Bickham lost the ball, but gathers it back. Passes back over to Smith, who is trailing. Cross-court pass now around the world to the near corner. Bickham double-teamed. Bickham goes up for a 3 or 2. I think he was just trying to draw the foul there as he was having his arms kind of draped on a little bit. But he went up for the shot, did not get the whistle, though. Far corner, now to the left wing. Three-pointers on the air. In the air by McKinney, but we have an off-ball foul.
I don't think the 3 will count.
I don't think the 3's going to count either. Maybe it will. Yeah. The 3 still counts, but there's going to be a foul after the shot fell through. So DeMarion McKinney hits the left wing 3, and Sapulpa's up 36-33.
And Rodney Washington is going to check back in for Wesley Phillips.
Fouls on number 11, Lanier Everett, his second. Team second. McAllister's got 2 team fouls as well here in the third quarter. 36-33. Dooney in trouble in the corner, passes it straight to Jalen Pratt. Pratt in the clear, layup is good. 38-33, and now Sapulpa, after the initial onslaught in the third quarter, McAllister's going to turn it over again. Throwing it away over to Ward. Ward one-on-one with Washington. Goes up for 2 and scores. McAlester being super careless with the ball. Coach Dooney is furious, and we'll take a timeout. 1:26 left to go in the third. Sapulpa leading McAlester 40-33. We'll be back in just a moment here on KNED.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Sapulpa leading 40-33 over the McAlester Buffaloes with 1:26 left to go in the third quarter. And Nate, you mentioned a stat right before we went back on the air here.
Yeah, McAlester has turned the ball over 16 times here in this game. Can't have that happen against a good 6A team.
And they were so good with the ball against Durant back on Monday. They only allowed 6 turnovers, and they have now more than doubled that. They've almost
tripled it.
And with 1:26 left to go in the third, Sapulpa, they were down by, I think, at 1.2 after they led by 6 at the end of the first half.
Right.
And now they lead by a game high, I believe, 7 points. So 40-33 is the score. McAllister's been careless with the ball the last 3 possessions as Sapulpa has turned up the heat. They're cornering people along the half-court line, and that's leading to careless passes here. Dooney, Smith, Pouncil, Bickham, and Washington on the floor. Smith across the half-court line, passes angle right over to Pouncil. Pouncil bounce pass back to Smith. Cross-court pass to Dooney. Dooney double-teamed. Dooney looks inside, gave it back up. Lewis driving 2-on-1, doesn't have the numbers, and there'll be a foul reach-in called here on the Buffaloes. 17 turnovers on the Buffaloes after they've only averaged 10 in the first. Well, they've had 12 against Tahlequah.
Yeah. Waiting to see who the foul was called on. Foul was on Bickham, his first.
No one's really in foul trouble for the Buffaloes here. Caven Hill's getting ready to check in. Inbound to the near corner. Bickham nearly grabbed the steal. Now be his second consecutive foul, as hitting the hardwood was Jalen Pratt.
And he's going to check in for Bickham.
So Hill in for Bickham. As Sapulpa inbound low post. Everett, tough 2 up in the air and made. And that's been the difference in this game. Sapulpa's able to make those shots, and the Buffaloes haven't. Also, the difference in turnovers is what it's coming down to. Turnovers and easy shots not being made. Dooney picks up his dribble again by the half-court line. Now feeds it over to Hill. Hill just lost it as he was trying to drive. Didn't know if he wanted to pass it over to Smith in the corner or continued his drive, and he gave it up again. Another turnover on the Buffaloes. Top of the key. Quick pass over to the left wing. That is number 1, Ward on the drive. Ward can't score that time. And hitting the hardwood, we have a tie ball, and it'll be McAlester basketball. You can give Dooney the rebound there. 39 seconds left in the third.
And Wesley Phillips going to check in for Caven Hill.
Buffalo's got to turn things around quickly. Down by 9, 42-33, which we know they can do. We saw it at the beginning of the third quarter. They just got to take better care of the ball here. Far corner, Washington. Again, that should have been an offensive foul. Pushed off on a Chieftain past the high post. Right through Wesley Phillips' hand. We have another turnover. Driving in, up for 2, and a dunk. Right over Brandon Smith. Zach Lewis dropped the hammer. It's 44-33, and it's all Sapulpa Chieftains right now. 14 seconds left in the third. McAlester got to get a little bit of momentum back, and they nearly turned it over again. Pouncil near corner, double teamed, 8 seconds. Feedback over to Dooney, 6 seconds. Dooney look pass over to Washington, and he gets the layup from about the mid-range area, and that will be the buzzer. McAlester down 44-35. Sapulpa still got the momentum, but can they use that last second layup by Rodney Washington to head to the fourth quarter with something? You're listening to McAlester basketball. Put those fours up in the air, Buff fans, here on KNED.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, McAlester needs a big fourth quarter if they're going to beat the Sapulpa Chieftains. Sapulpa looking for their 4th win in a row against the McAlester Buffaloes after they won 3 against McAlester last season. It is 44-35, 8 minutes fresh out of the oven. Buffaloes trying to reverse this 9-point deficit, which again, they were down by about 6 at halftime, and they led by as much as 3. So they've made that 9-point stretch before.
Right.
They did it in the last quarter. Can they do it again? Cade French comes in. He's on the floor with Pouncil, Dooney, Washington, and Smith. And lighting it up right now has been Zach Lewis, including a left-handed slam that he had at the dying minutes of the third quarter. There's an air ball 3 from the corner, rebounded by Washington. Smith zooms across the half-court line, keeps on zooming, and stops it around the baseline. Double team back outside of Pouncil. Quick pass over to French. French swings it left wing, too far off to the right. It's another turnover for the Buffaloes. At one point, in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter, they had about 5 or 6 consecutive possessions with a turnover. That's not going to get it done.
And that is 20 turnovers for McAlester today.
They have doubled their average through 2 games. Lewis with the drive. Lewis for 2 and misses the shot. I think it might have been blocked by Pouncil. And there's rebounded by French with a long rebound. Out over to Smith now in transition one-on-one and scored. Could have almost had the and one there. But he'll take the 2 anyway, and it's going to be a 44-37 deficit for McAlester. 7:13 left in the game. Brandon Smith nifty right there with one-on-one.
Brandon's got 8 on the day. Kind of been held in check.
And stepping out of bounds on a jab step was Zach Lewis. He didn't know he did it. That'll be a turnover on the Sapulpa Chieftains. We have a couple of McAlester Buffaloes checking in. Looks like Pouncil has checked in, or that might be Bickham. Yeah, Bickham checked in for Dooney. French ahead over to Washington. Double team. Dribbles out by the half-court line. Still double team. Now to the far corner. French trying to drive. Feeding it cross court, and it was knocked out of bounds. Hit the back of the backboard as he was driving baseline. He was looking for Pouncil in the corner. Now Dooney will check right back in for French. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the game. Buffalo's down by 7. Smith will baseline inbound here. Everyone up high, now going down low is Bigham. The inbound will be over to Pouncil on a bounce, back outside to Smith. Top of the key, Washington takes the three. Paint it gold! Rodney Washington hits from downtown once again, and it's a 4-point game all of a sudden. Sapulpa leading 44-40 with 6:39 left in it. Left wing.
Rodney's got 13 on the day.
Lanham to the top of the key. Ward lost the ball. Smith gathers it. Smith one-on-one with Lewis. This should be good. He drives up and scores. That was going to be a nice battle between Smith and Lewis. Smith won that one and pulls it back to a 2-point game.
I was saying Brandon Smith had been held in check. He's got 4 in the last minute or so.
6:15 left in the game. Lewis trying to drive, kicks it late, left wing three. Sapulpa trying to answer back and does. Every time that McAlester goes on a run, it's Lanier Everett silencing the McAlester crowd. Here's a nice Euro step inside, and Brandon Smith. He's starting to find his swagger. Rattles it home on the Euro step, 47-44. McAlester back down by 3. We're trading punches again. Top of the key, Chase Ward. Bounce pass, right wing to Lewis. Lewis trying to go past Dooney to the baseline, and he'll be fouled by Dooney on a push. .5:48 left in the game. McAlester has pulled it back to a 1-possession game. And we've known for quite a while McAlster's a gritty group here, and they're, again, mostly underclassmen. Inbound to the top of the key. Everett, who just hit a big 3 earlier, will pick up his dribble, pass over to Lewis. Lewis gets a screen to the top of the key. Stays outside the perimeter, guarded up by Washington, who applies a little bit of pressure. Bounce pass. Now feeding it late over to Everett. Everett down low. Everett scores. You know, Lanier Everett didn't start this game, and he has now 16 points, leading the team for the Sapulpa Chieftains. Quickly down inside, Rodney Washington has his shot blocked, but gathers it back with a rebound and scores from the right block. And makes it a 49-46 game. McAlester answering right back, zooming down the floor. 5:14 left in the game. As Lewis trying to drive, hands it off now in the corner, over to Parker. Parker, top of the key, bounce past the left wing. Back over to Parker. Parker trying to drive on Smith, stops high post, lost the ball, stolen by Bigham. Bigham one-on-one with Lanham, gives it late to Smith. Smith has his shot blocked. Lanier Everett's all over the place. Going the other way, pulling up for the right wing three is Lewis, misses the 3-point shot, and it's an offensive rebound here by the Chieftains with a second chance. Left wing three is Lanham, and he buries it. Jaden Lanham makes it a 6-point game. 56-46, or rather 52-46. Near corner, Dooney spot up 3 from the corner. Airballed, way too strong, and then a foul on the rebound by Devion Bigham as he was pushing Lanham as he was grabbing it.
That's Bickham's 3rd.
You know, Sapulpa hasn't been that good at shooting threes today, but every time that McAlester has found their groove, they have hit the critical threes that they've needed to make.
Well, Sapulpa's shooting 7 of 21 from 3, good for 33%. That's pretty good.
I feel like 4 of those have been coming after McAlester points.
Yeah, a lot of them have been answered threes.
Lanham in the front court to the edge of the circle with the pass over to Parker. Parker works off a screen, picks up his dribble in the front court, back over to Lanham. Lanham with the dribble, goes back outside, 4:13 left in the game. Off the screen with the ball now is Lewis. Lewis working around, stops top of the key, gets a man spun around into the paint, kicks out near corner. Deep corner three is rattled home by Jace Parker. He was nearly behind the backboard. McAlester trying to quickly answer back, down by 9 again. Up with a tough 2, drew contact, no whistle is Smith. And then we have a timeout called, or do we have a foul? I think we have a foul here on Bigham, I believe. I heard Bigham say I didn't say anything. It's a technical foul. We have a technical foul on, I believe, Devion Bigham.
And if that is, that's his 4th foul.
You know, just about, a minute and a half ago in game time, this was a 1-possession game. And now Sapulpa has a chance to go up by double digits. Jace Parker at the free throw line. First attempt is made, and it's 56-46. Sapulpa has 3 different players in triple, that'd be something. 3 different players in double digits. Second free throw was made there by Parker. I was looking at the 3 different players and not the scoring there. It's an 11-point game for the Chieftains.
Cade French going to check in for Devion Bigham here.
That's Bigham's 4th, isn't it?
Yep.
11-point McAlester deficit. Getting ready to inbound it will be Lanier Everett. Caven Hill guarding him on the inbound. as Lewis gets the inbound, guarded by a fellow number 0, Cade French. 3:49 remaining in the game. It's an 11-point deficit for McAlester. Sapulpa with the ball. Lewis drives, gives it out late over to Barber, angle right, and back to the top of the key. Dribbling in, dribbling right back out is Parker. Parker hands it off to Everett. Everett with the drive in the paint, up for 2. Nearly had a two-handed slam over Washington. It takes a big bounce outside the perimeter, another offensive rebound. Everett in for 2 again. This time he's scoring and 1, and this one's getting away from the Buffaloes. Also, McAlester was winning the rebound battle in the first half. I think in the second half, even if McAlester does lead the rebound battle, it's still, I believe, highly in favor of the Chieftains here in quarters 3 and 4.
I'll have that stat for you here in just a second.
Foul is on Caven Hill, his second. Team 4th.
Checking out Cade French and Caven Hill, checking in Dooney and Phillips.
Sapulpa has had no fouls here in the fourth quarter. Free throw is up and back ironed by Everett, rebounded by Washington. And a 13-point deficit. Washington races to the right wing, feeds the corner over to Smith. Smith, good look in the low post for Davian Pouncil, who scores. And it's an 11-point game. Still, this game far from over. McAlester was leading by 11 points against the Sapulpa Chieftains in a road game last season. Sapulpa was able to come back and win the game. Can McAlester do it here? Far corner 3 is missed, rebounded by Washington. 3:04 left to go. 59-48, McAlester down by 11. And there'll be a foul called on the Chieftains, I believe. Should be on number 10, Landon Barber.
I'm not sure what that.
I don't know what that motion is. And I
don't know if it's.
I don't know what's going on, to be completely honest with you. French comes in for Wesley Phillips. And French will inbound. 3 minutes left to go in the game in an 11-point game. It's not a foul. They didn't call a foul. They just stopped play.
Alrighty then.
I've never seen that before. Cross-court pass, again, a lot of dangerous passes here. Double team back over to Smith. It's tipped and stolen again. They've been getting them in the corner, and they've been able to take advantage of it. As here's a foul. Smith tried to block the shot of Zach Lewis, and he dragged his arm with him. We'll have 2 free throws here for Zach Lewis.
And that's the 5th team foul on McAlester, giving Sapulpa free throws through the rest of this fourth quarter. That was Smith's first.
The Buffaloes have taken the bait each and every time here in the second half of dribbling into the corner of the front court by the half-court line with their back against multiple walls. And Sapulpa's gotten steals out of it 4 or 5 times on that same play. Lewis's first free throw is made. It's a 60-48 deficit for McAlester. And unless they can start moving quickly, they're going to be playing in the 2:30 game tomorrow against the loser of Riverside and Muldrow.
Sapulpa 4-6 from the free throw line here today.
Second free throw is up and good. So it's 61-48, Sapulpa on top of McAlester. And Sapulpa's going to keep with the aggression. Long pass over to Washington. Washington double teamed in the corner again, but this time gets it to Pouncil. Pouncil tough too. Missed the shot. Offensive rebound. French back outside. Dooney pumps and drives. Stops on a jump stop to the top of the key. Washington another 3. Yes! Painted gold! McAlester still down by double digits, 61-51, but they definitely needed that one. Lewis working around the baseline, guarded up by Dooney. Dooney, great defense on Lewis, and then there's a foul called on Dooney. And McAlester fans that are here are saying good defense here in the stands.
I mean, I don't know what much more Dooney could have done.
Well, we've seen that kind of all day today, especially on some shot attempts by both teams, and that hasn't warranted a whistle. But this one we do get on Zach Lewis, or on Dooney, for Zach Lewis to go to the free throw line here.
And they've got that as Dooney's third. I've only got that as the second.
And there has not been a foul on the Chieftains in the fourth quarter. First free throw is made.
Sapulpa 6 of 8 from the free throw line here today.
I think that's what Coach Dooney was mentioning too, that is not Dooney's third foul. He had it as his second. I think he was mentioning that at the scores table. This is for point 18 for Lewis. He makes the free throw. He and Everett both have 18 points apiece. And right behind him is Jace Parker with 11 points. Pouncil being trailed from behind, lost the ball, goes out of bounds. Another turnover on McAlester. And McAlester fans are upset that was not called a foul, as he was driving down the near sideline. Drew a little bit of contact but didn't get the whistle. Lewis gets the inbound, drives right down the middle of the floor, goes up for the shot, and do we have a charge?
Yes.
It's a very small charge call, but it's called a charge. He just pointed the other way. Who lined up for that? It looked like that might have been Pouncil.
Yeah, it was.
So the first foul on the Sapulpa Chieftains on that charge.
That was on number 2, Zach Lewis.
That was on number 0, Zach Lewis.
Second foul. That's
Yes.
where I got the 2 from. My bad.
12-point McAlester deficit. Sapulpa 63, McAlester 51. Smith, right wing, guarded up again. Man-to-man defense been working really well for the Chieftains so far. Washington, top of the key, stops, tries to go for a tough top of the key. 3 is fouled on the shot attempt. Nearly made it, but he'll get 3 free throw attempts here. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Big V Feed Center for your animals' needs, plus winter feed booking prices. Call 918-426-1951.
So far today, Rodney has 18 points, 12 rebounds. First career double-double for the freshman.
Takes a deep breath, bends his knees. First shot up, and first shot through. He gets 2 more here. A chance to bring it back within single digits here. Second free throw is rattled out. Coming into this game, Washington 73% from the free throw line. He was the only Buffalo to have more than 10 free throw attempts in the first 2 games. And the freshman's third attempt is through. And it's back to a 10-point deficit, 63-53. McAlester will press, trying to create some turnovers here in the final 2 minutes, and there'll be a timeout called by Coach Nagel of Sapulpa. So we'll take a timeout with him. You're listening to McAlester Basketball here on KNED.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3160.
So as McAlester was applying the press there, Sapulpa with just a little bit of a worry about that inbound. Coach Nagel calls a timeout. He's got 2 left. McAlester has 2 left themselves. Sapulpa's in the bonus. Sapulpa's also only allotted 2 fouls to McAlester. 1:57 left in the game, 63-53 as the Chieftains lead the Buffaloes. Trying to look for their 4th win in a row against the Buffaloes. As beating the press will be the Chieftains. Left wing with the ball is Lanham. Lanham inside the circle over to Poindexter. Poindexter with the dribble into the near corner with the ball is Parker. And for the first time today, it seems like Sapulpa's slowing things down. Just trying to find some open guys here. Cross-court pass back over to Pratt. Pratt backpedals out. Pratt dribbles past 2 Buffalo to the top of the key. Yep, they're trying to just run this one out. Again, no shot clock in high school basketball. So they can get the final 1 minute and 57 seconds of just running around. And now, French will foul Roman Poindexter to send him to the free throw line. Poindexter is the 6'3" sophomore.
That's French's first foul, team 7th.
Again, 10-point deficit. McAlester needs a lot of help to be able to come back in this one. Poindexter takes a couple of dribbles with his right foot slightly in front of his left, takes the free throw and misses it off the back iron. Sapulpa has already set a new season high. Again, it's only game 3 for them, but they have set a new season high. Their previous high was to Edmond North in a loss, 78-60, looking for their first win of the season. Second shot by Poindexter is good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, it's now 64-53. McAlester trails by 11. Smith down the floor, got to score on this possession if they want a chance. Lost the ball, though, and that's going to be another turnover on McAlester. Just way too many today. How many do we have now?
23.
In their previous high on the season, I believe was 14. I think that was 14 against Tahlequah. They only had 6 back on Monday against Durant and 23 against the aggressive defense of Sapulpa. Looking to inbound. Poindexter still can't find anyone. Now finally finds that is Jace Parker. Bounce pass back over to Poindexter, lobbing it across that court line over to Lanham. 65 seconds left. Wide open layup. Off the left block, McAlester a little bit slow to get back was Jalen Pratt, and that should do it. We have 60 seconds left. McAlester down by 13. Washington right wing, spot up 3. Got it, painted gold. No one told Washington it was done, though. Timeout called by Coach Nagel once again. 53 seconds left. It's a 10-point deficit for McAlester. 66-56 our score. We'll be back in just a moment here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Rodney Washington with a nice bounce-back game. Again, he got into double digits against Durant back on Monday, but only scored 10 points on 25% shooting. He buries another 3 to get 23 points on 5 of 10 from the three-point line. He's been McAllister's shot from outside the arc right now. McAlester pressing. Sapulpa gets the inbound, and there'll be a foul called on Pouncil, as that will send Jalen Pratt to the free throw line. In a 10-point game. Now, I've seen crazier. I was just watching the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors last night. And it was a 6-point game with about 35 seconds left.
Yeah.
So not too far off. And the Rockets were able to come back in that game, win it over the Warriors in regulation. So it's not completely over yet, especially if Washington keeps shooting the way he's shooting right now.
Yeah.
Pratt's first free throw is no good. And if the Chieftains keep on leaving the door a little bit open, again, it's a small chance, but there's still a chance. Jalen Pratt, the 6'3" senior, at the free throw line. His second attempt is good. So once again, 1 of 2 from the line goes to the Chieftains. 67-56. Fringe has got the ball over to the corner, over to Smith. Smith jab step back over to Dooney. 45 seconds. Over to Washington. Deep left wing 3. Little bit off. I mean, just barely missed it. And we have a rebound here by the Chieftains. The foul on Dooney as Dooney pushes Lanham over to the ground. He'll get 2 free throws.
Now, I have this as Dooney's third. I think scoreboard's going to say this is a fourth.
Yeah, they still have it as Dooney's fourth, but that should be his third. And you're Johnny on the spot. They still don't have Washington even on the floor on the scoreboard up there. So I think
they haven't changed that for an entire quarter.
I think you're probably right. Jaden Lanham's first free throw is missed.
They're 9 of 14 from the free throw line so far.
They've gone 1 of 2 for their last 3 trips. See if it's 4 in a row here for them. Only one person down low to rebound is Pratt for the Chieftains as he misses both the free throws. Rebounded by French. French double teamed in the backcourt, passes across the timeline over to Pouncil. Pouncil on the drive, high post. Goes up with a tough 2, misses the shot. We have an offensive rebound by Brandon Smith who puts it back in. 9-point deficit, 67-58, 21 seconds left in the game, and we have a foul in the corner by Dooney.
And now this is where it might come into play.
Yeah, we're going to see if Dooney actually has 4 or if that's his 5th.
I've got it as 4.
Dooney believes that's his 4th, but it looks like Cornish is going to come check in for him.
I'm not giving him a 5th.
That would be his 5th, so it showed that Dooney fouled out, but again, you had it only as 4, right?
Yeah. I'm not giving him a 5th foul on my stat sheet.
First free throw by Lewis is good. Back to a 10-point game. Again, Sapulpa's going to win this one. They are going to go on to take on the winner of Riverside and Muldrow tomorrow at 5:30. McAlester will play at the same time, same place, 2:30 here at Sequoyah High School in Tahlequah. 20 seconds left after the second free throw was made. Pass over to Pouncil inside the circle. Double team back over to Smith. Smith driving in. Layup is easy like Sunday morning. It's back to a 9-point game, 69-60. 9 seconds left in the game.
And we're not stopping the clock.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. And there'll be a foul by Smith as he pushes Lewis with 1.7 seconds left. Just a little bit of frustration here for the Buffaloes. It's a game that they kind of like get away from them. I mean, all credit to the Sapulpa Chieftains. They made a game plan that got still a young team uncomfortable. They got into the grill of McAlester. They were able to force him over towards the half-court line and force a lot of turnovers on the McAlester Buffaloes today. I mean, plus 22, 23, 24 turnovers. We're going to tally that up in the post-game stats as the first free throw is missed by Lewis. He's got 20 points so far today. Washington leads all scorers with, I believe, 23. And the second free throw is made as well, or rather, that second one is made after the first one was missed. Rolling in over to Smith. Final shot of the game is the three-quarter court shot, and it nearly fell. But that will be the end of the game. McAlester falls to the Sapulpa Chieftains. And a back-and-forth game for the first 3 quarters of it. But the Chieftains prevail. Final score 70-60 here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. We will take a break, and we're going to be looking at our post-game stats when we return. Again, Sapulpa wins 70-60, their 4th consecutive win over the McAlester Buffaloes going back to last year, as they still just have their number right now. McAlester will await the loser of Riverside and Muldrow. We'll find out who that will be around 7 o'clock later on tonight, and we will let you know on our Twitter page at Buff Sports Radio. But we'll take a break and recap this one when we return on KNED.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event. Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined kicks. Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower. Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same-day or next-day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Welcome back to Tahlequah, Oklahoma. The McAlester Buffaloes fall to the Sapulpa Chieftains here in the Sequoyah Invitational at Sequoyah High School in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. With a final score of 70-60. Again, the McAlester Buffaloes had the turnover bug for the first time this season. They were really good taking care of the ball in the first 2 games, one against Tahlequah down the road, and also only 6 turnovers against Durant back on Monday. But today, just way too many of them, and that led to Sapulpa winning this game. It led to easy transition buckets for them. Early on, McAlester couldn't make their shots by the bucket, and also a lot of it, you might say, McAlester was careless with the ball, and they were, but it's also a big credit to Sapulpa putting McAlester into uncomfortable positions. But McAlester can play better than that.
Right.
They shouldn't have taken, such bad care of the ball. They put themselves into bad positioning by going near the half-court line, getting themselves into the corner in the front court, and telegraphing their passes for easy transition points for the Chieftains. And also, this is the biggest credit to the Chieftains. Whenever McAlester would go on their run and they pulled it back within 2, or maybe they took the lead, Sapulpa hit a big 3 each and every time to be able to stop McAllister's momentum. Sapulpa answered back each and every time. So you can say McAlester lost this game for them, but I think truly deep down Sapulpa won it by every time that McAlester got the momentum, Sapulpa silenced it. So let's listen to our post-game stats. Post-game stats brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive. They're your full-service automotive repair shop, brake work, and heat and air repair. Plus, we do MIG and TIG welding. We're McAllister's only full-time exhaust shop. From race cars to your grandma's cars, we do it all. We sell tires and wheels. Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, 1 West Monroe Avenue in McAlester. Open Monday through Friday, 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Call 918-318-0323. Partner, take it away.
All right, Rodney Washington was your leading scorer on the day with 23 points, just shy of his career high. I believe it was 24 against
24
Tahlequah.
is his career high. He had 23 today.
So he was 8 of 19 shooting on 42% shooting from the field, 5 of 11 from 3. So that is very, very impressive. 45%, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds, 3 offensive, 9 defensive, a steal and 2 blocks for the freshman. Then Brandon Smith was your second leading scorer. He had 16 on 7 of 12 shooting. That is very impressive from the field. Only took 1 3-pointer tonight. He was 0 for 1 there. 2 for 2 from the free throw line with 2 offensive rebounds and a steal. Davian Pouncil had 13 and 5 of 12 from the field. 1 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Had 6 rebounds with 2 of those being offensive and 3 steals and a block. Devion Bickham had 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 1 of them offensive, 6 defensive. He had 2 steals. Cade French rounds out the scoring with 2 points, 1 of 1 from the field, 3 rebounds, 1 of those being offensive, a steal. Alex Dooney also had 2 rebounds, both of those defensive. Caven Hill had 5 rebounds and a block. And that rounds out all stats for the game, for player stats. And moving on to team stats, McAlester shot 40% from the field, which is not bad.
Way better than what they did in the first half.
Right.
McAlester only had 17 points in the first half. They were able to score at a clip of that was 43 second-half points?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, but again, Sapulpa did even better.
Sapulpa only took 1 more shot than McAlester. They went 25 of 58 for 43%. They went 8 of 23 from the free throw line, did Sapulpa. They were 35%. McAlester, 6 of 17 for 35%. So dead even on percentages there.
Rodney hit 5 out of the 6 made threes for McAlester.
Yep. McAlester, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Sapulpa, 12 of 19 from the free throw line. McAlester out-rebounded Sapulpa 37-29, so pretty handily won the rebounding battle today. But this is where the game got away from McAlester. 23 turnovers compared to Sapulpa's 14. And 7 blocks for Sapulpa, 4 for McAlester.
And most of the turnovers that Sapulpa forced led to transition buckets.
Right, and there were only 2 that Sapulpa forced themselves. That was 21 unforced turnovers by McAlester.
That's rough. So, that's going to lead to a loss almost every time. And McAlester, to be able to still be kind of in the game about midway through the fourth quarter and have that kind of turnover margin.
Yeah, it was a single-digit game going into the final minute of the game. And for that to happen with that many turnovers, like unforced turnovers, it's pretty impressive.
It still shows they're a young team.
Yeah.
They got some stuff they got to learn, and they put themselves into some bad situations to be able to turn the ball over easier. And Sapulpa, they noticed it early. They took aggression. Again, it felt like as soon as Sapulpa was able to come back from a 9-2 deficit or 9-0 deficit, as soon as that happened, I was like, this has got a big-time Durant feeling. Mm-hmm. And that's what ended up happening. They were able to take advantage of McAllister's miscues the rest of the way, McAllister's scoring droughts in the first half. McAllister's got to be able to get off to a hotter start. And if they can get off to a hot start like they did against Tahlequah and have a big-time second quarter, the second quarter is what's lost McAllister the game, I think, the last two games. If they can be better in the second quarter going into halftime, I think you're looking at a pretty good team for McAllister going on the rest of the way. So any final thoughts on this one before we wrap it up?
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
All right, can you thank our sponsors one final time, and we will call it a day here?
Sure thing. I'd like to thank Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, the Bank N.A., Fenton Nissan, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of McAlester, McAlester Direct Primary Care, Stipe Law Firm, and Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop. Thank you for supporting us today and all season long.
And a big thank you to our board operator, Wyatt Hubbard, for his work this afternoon, and thank you, the listener, for spending your Thursday with us. One final time from day one of the Sequoyah Tournament at the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. It was the Sapulpa Chieftains 70 and your McAlester Buffaloes 60. Until tomorrow, when the Buffaloes continue playing the consolation bracket here along the foothills of the Ozarks against the loser of Riverside and Muldrow, yet to be played today at 5:30. This is Nate Brown, or this is on behalf of Nate Brown and myself, Brandon Green. Brown. You are Nate Brown. On behalf of Nate Brown and myself, Brandon Green, this is Brandon Green saying, don't just have a great day, have a Buffalo day, everybody.